Today's practice, we are going to begin in what we call a child's pose or balasana. So you're bringing your big toes to touch at the back of the mat, knees as wide as comfortable. Now, if your seat doesn't quite sit the heels, then maybe pop in a block or a book underneath, and then just gently beginning to walk the hands towards the top of the mat, resting the forehead down, trying to keep the arms active. Again, if the forehead doesn't quite reach, then maybe just popping a block underneath just takes a bit of tension out of the back of the neck and lets you just relax that little bit more. So if you come to find this pose, adapting where you need to, and maybe in a couple of days you won't need a block. So just see how it feels. But we're bringing feet to heels, big toes touching, knees wide, arms gently coming forward, opening up the side of the body, and then just resting the forehead down. Spread the fingers nice and wide. And if it's possible, just keeping the arms active so you feel that stretch across both sides of the body. Forehead resting down, maybe even just giving it a gentle brush from side to side. Again, just relieving any tension out of the back of the neck. And also just clearing the mind of any to-do lists that might be floating about. And we're just going to spend a few moments here. So if you can, maybe just wiggling just to see if you can get a little bit more comfortable. Closing down the eyes and just start to bring your awareness inward. So maybe just taking a little scan of the body to start from the toes, moving up towards the tips of the fingers, just noticing where you might be holding any areas of tension, tightness within the body. And then as we start to slowly connect to our breath, so maybe just notice how you're feeling, how you're breathing this evening. Are they short breaths? Or maybe you're taking deep, steady breaths? Not to judge or change it, just to bring some awareness to it. And then fully exhale out, empty the lungs, close down the mouth, and take a full breath in through the nose, just noticing the body expand in all directions. Open up the mouth and exhale as you just sink that little bit more into the mat. Maybe even just spider walking the fingers up a little bit, finding a bit more length into the side of the body. And again, another deep full inhale through the nose. Open up the mouth and gently exhale to release. Just letting go of anything you're holding on to that you won't need during this practice. Keeping all your focus inward on your breath and on the sensations in the body. And then one more round, taking a full breath in through the nose, closing down the mouth and gently exhale out. Maybe even walking the right hand over to the left side of the mat and placing it on top of the left hand, just finding a bit of stretch into the right side of the body. Taking a full breath into that side, and then as you exhale, gently coming back to center. Spider walking the hands over towards the right now. Maybe placing that left hand onto the right hand. And another full round of breath into the left side of the body. And then exhale, gently coming back to center. Slowly spread the fingers nice and wide, and on your next inhale, start to rise up into a tabletop position, all fours. Bringing the wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And this week, we're going to try and look at building some upper body strength, but also just working out the range of motion within the body. So as it's the first week, we're just going to warm into the wrists. Just to start, option to tuck the toes here if you want to stretch the soles of the feet. And all we're going to do is just take some gentle circles around the wrist, being cautious to see how far you need to go. No need to push it. It's going to be tight on the forearms, maybe a bit testing on the wrist. You have the whole week, so just take it easy. Coming round, bringing the feet to the heel, stretch the soles of the feet, and then gently come back round. So we're almost doing semicircles. As you come around to that right heel, you can start to connect the breath as you inhale, coming forward, coming round to the left, and then drawing the seat down towards the left heel. One more round. So we're coming up through the left on the inhale, and then round to the right as we exhale, coming down towards that heel, and then inhale back to center. Now I'm going to give you a few options to warm up the wrists. You may carry on with that. Another option here is to turn the fingers to face the side of the mat. Now you might have the wrists together or a slight gap. Again, just depending on how your body feels and what your range of motion is. And then just taking some circles over the wrist. Once again, just being cautious not to strain the body too much. Just listen to it. And just gently warming up the wrists as we're going to be on them a little bit. So a few circles in one direction. And then keeping with the balance of yoga. Starting to take a few in the opposite direction. Again, the wrists can be together here or as wide as apart as feels comfortable for your body. Maybe throughout the week, you gently start to bring them closer. And then one final option just to open up the wrist. Now, this is tight on the forearms, but if you bring the fingers to face the knee, now this is very tight on the forearms. The closer the knees are, the less pressure you will have. Once again, options to tuck the toes here, and then just gently start to sit back on the heels. Try and keep the fingertips and thumbs on the mat, just lifting the palms, stretching into the forearm. So again, just be very mindful for how deep you go into these stretches at the start of this week. Maybe as with all the poses as we go through this week, just take it in your own time and just see where you develop towards the end of the week rather than trying to push yourself, causing any form of injury. So again, there are your options. Maybe one day keep with one, or maybe change it up. That is entirely up to you. Taking a little moment just to drop onto the heels, have a little shake out of the wrists, and then come back to find that tabletop position. So we're going into all fours. Weight is evenly distributed. Tops of the feet are on the mat, so the toes aren't tucked. Just warming into the spine now. So as you inhale, start to lift the chin, bring the gaze forward, and tilt the tailbone out, so you're dropping the spine down. As you exhale, start to push away from the floor, round the back, bringing the chin to the chest whilst you tuck your tailbone under. Option to close down the eyes once you get the hang, but inhale, we're lifting the chin, curving the spine so the belly button drops down towards the mat, tailbone goes out. Cow pose. On the exhale, pushing away from the hands, bring the chin to the chest, tuck the tailbone under. It's just a nice way to start to connect with your breath at the beginning of the class. So take a full inhale as we lift the chin, dipping the spine, pushing the tailbone back, cow pose, and then exhaling into your cat pose, tucking the chin under, tucking the tailbone, and dome in the back. So just take two more of these in your own breath. Once again, thinking of last week, really slowing down the movement, taking the full inhale to come into your cow, and the full exhale to come into your cat pose. And then on your next inhale, gently coming back to that neutral tabletop position. You're going to slowly start to twist into the body now. So bringing the weight into the left hand. Take an inhale, draw the right arm up to the sky and twist at the navel. On the exhale, thread the right arm under, hover the shoulder, reaching under. Inhale, we're pushing up from the left hand. Take the twist, right arm goes to the sky. And as we exhale, thread it under, hover the shoulder, maybe bending into that left arm, and then inhale, push up. Final time, take your twist, right arm draws up, twisting at the navel, exhale, gently release, thread the right arm under, this time dropping down onto the shoulder. Maybe the side of the head comes onto the ground, hips are above the knees, and this option here to keep that left hand as a stable balance. You might notice that the hips start to tend over to the left. See if you can keep them straight. So you're almost just tipping them a little bit to the right. And then again, an option here to maybe draw that left arm up to the top to create a bit more space. Doesn't need to be done today, maybe in another practice. Or you might want to tuck it around and tuck that left hand into the right hip crease. Just rolling that left shoulder open a little bit more. A few options for you here, keeping a nice steady breath. And then either option you've chosen, we're slowly going to bring that left hand underneath the left shoulder. On your next inhale, push up from the left hand, right arm draws up as we take our twist. And then exhale, release back down. Opposite side now, so the weight goes into the right hand. Inhale, left arm draws to the sky, twist at the navel. Exhale, thread the left arm under, hover the shoulder, maybe you bend into that right arm. Inhale, push up from the right arm, take the twist, left arm goes up. Maybe you gaze up at the left arm. Exhale, release, thread the left arm under, hover the shoulder. One more time. Inhale, take the twist, left arm goes up. And then exhale, thread it under, release the left shoulder down. Maybe the side of the head hits the mat once again. If it's more comfortable, option to use a block here. And then you can either keep that right hand by the shoulder, maybe drawing it up towards the top of the mat, or tucking it under. Once again, just keeping mindful this time to keep the hips over towards the left, so you're not leaning too much over to the right. And then just coming back to the breath, keeping it nice and steady. Equal inhales and exhales. And then whether you took a bind or release the hand to the top of the mat, slowly bring that right hand under the shoulder on your next inhale. Take the twist, left arm goes up. Exhale, gently release it down. Okay, from here, just opening up the chest and drawing the shoulders together. We're going to keep the hips above the knees. Walk the hands forward and start to lower the chest down towards the ground, coming into a puppy pose. So maybe the forehead hits the mat. Once again, maybe you use a block, or if you do have space in the shoulders, option to bring the chin onto the chest, chin onto the mat, bringing the gaze forward. And again, just trying to breathe through any resistance or tightness in the body. Just gently creating some space. Just slowly opening it up day by day throughout the week. And then gently start to peel yourself back up. Walk the hands forward, bringing them underneath the shoulders. Okay, from here, we're going to tuck the toes and just come into a high plank position. Now, this is a struggle for you. Just take a moment to just bring the wrists underneath the shoulders, keeping the tailbone tucked and the core engaged. Now, if it's difficult, you're welcome to drop to the knees here and just hang here for the moment. But what we're going to do is take a breath in here, and on the exhale, slowly start to push the heels down towards the ground, bend into the knees, keep the arms engaged and the feet lifted. Slowly start to draw the heels back down and then roll over the spine and come back to that high plank, core engaged. So again, exhale, we're going to push the seat back, draw the heels down, and then bend into the knees. Heels will lift. Slowly start to extend the legs, draw the heels down. You might feel it in the back of the legs. And then we're rolling back over into a high plank. I'm just going to do this one more time. There's an option on the knees if it's more comfortable. So we're on a plank position here, shoulders above the wrist. You're going to push the seat back to the heels and then slowly draw the body forward. If your upper body strength's a bit of a struggle, this is just another option for you. Okay, lovely. Coming into a plank, gently start to push back into a downward facing dog. Now, once again, you can be in a tabletop here if it's more comfortable for you. And then we're going to start using some upper body again. So as you inhale, draw the right leg to the sky and keep the weight in that left foot. On the exhale, we're going to bring shoulders over the wrist and the right knee to the right elbow. And then kick back up. One more time. Take an exhale, shoulder to elbow, knee to elbow. And then exhale, kick back up. And then this time, knee to elbow, and then step that right foot outside the right hand, dropping down onto the left knee. Top of the foot comes onto the mat, and then just take a moment here to square up the hips. So the right foot is on the outside of the mat, both hands are in line with that right foot. Knee is just above the ankle. This is your lizard pose. Maybe, again, this is enough for you. Take an inhale, come onto the fingertips and lift the chest. As you exhale, if you'd like to go deeper or see how that feels, option to walk the hands forward. Now you're going to feel a bit more tension in that right hip and maybe some stretch onto that left thigh. And maybe this is enough for you today or for the next couple of days. If you do feel like you have a bit more space, there is an option to come down onto the forearms or maybe a block and just sink a bit lower. Now again, if you need some more space, you can roll onto the outside of that right foot. And again, slowly just start to connect with your breath here. So just taking a few moments of stillness, breathing into any areas of tension or tightness, and creating space. Now, it might be that it's not till Thursday that you decide to come down onto a block. Alternatively, you're getting just as much from the pose by staying onto your hands. So again, just do what feels right for you, what feels comfortable in your body. Over the next few days or weeks, you might notice that you'll find some more space. So if you are on your forearms or a block, gently start to raise back up. We're all coming back onto our hands, keeping the left hand planted. Push up from the left hand, draw the right arm up to the sky for an easy twist. So the right shoulder stacked on top of the left, and we're opening up the front of the body. Option to look up towards that raised hand. And then as you exhale, gently release the hand down. Tuck the toes of the back foot. Lift the knee. Inhale to come back to a plank position. So stand here for a moment, keeping the tailbone tucked, core engaged. On the exhale, we're going to drop the knees. Bring the tops of the feet onto the mat. And start to lower the chest forward, squeezing the elbows into the body. Come all the way down. Okay, pushing up from the tops of the feet, engage the thighs so the knees lift. Take an inhale. Maybe the weight comes off of the hand as you lift the front of the body. Try to keep the focus at the top of the mat so we're not straining the neck. And then exhale, release. Plant the hands down. Push the feet back to the heels. Tuck the toes and come to find downward facing dog. So we're going to do the same on the opposite side now. So it'll be moving the weight into the right foot and lifting the left leg. I'm going to demo this one just to show that it can be done on tabletop too. So we're going to lift the left leg, take a breath in here. On the exhale, left knee comes to left elbow. So you could be doing this the same way we've done before in the downward dog or in a tabletop until the upper body's stronger. Take an inhale as the leg goes out. Exhale, knee to elbow. Engage in the core. Inhale, kick back out. And then exhale, knee to elbow. Stepping that left foot outside the left hand. Might need a bit of movement first. And then again, we square up the hips. Bring both hands inside the left foot. Left foot is wide of the mat. Again, if you need space, option to roll onto the outside of that left foot. And then we inhale, lift the chest, come onto the fingertips. Once again, maybe this is enough for you this week. If you'd like to go a little deeper or see how it feels, option to walk the hands forward, or again, dropping down onto the forearms or a block, whatever feels more comfortable for you. And then again, just connecting back to the breath. With each exhale, just seeing if you can create some space, but also just enjoying a moment of stillness in your busy day. Can you maybe relax the face, relax the jaw, slowly start to relax the upper body, taking a few breaths here and then again. If you are on a block or the forearms, slowly remove it and gently rise up. Right hand's going to stay planted. Take an inhale. Draw the left arm up, open that front of the body, stacking the left shoulder on top of the right. And then exhale, release the hand down, tuck the toes of the back foot. And inhale, we step back to our plank position. Take a moment here just to engage the core, tuck the tailbone under, full breath in. And on the exhale, we drop the knees. Tops of the feet come onto the mat as we lower the chest forward, squeezing the elbows into the body. Engaging the legs, pushing up off the tops of the feet. Take an inhale, find your cobra pose. And then exhale, plant the hands, push the feet back to the heels. And take a moment in child's pose again. So maybe the knees are together, or they can be as wide as is comfortable. Gently resting the forehead down onto the ground. And take a full breath in through the nose. And exhale to release. On the next inhale, gently starting to walk the hands towards the body. Coming to sit on the heels, and then we're just going to slowly transfer over onto our bottom. Both legs come out in front. And again, option here, if you want, maybe using a belt or a strap. Now, the knees, I have tight hamstrings, so I like to bend my knees here. You can have your legs all the way down. Just try and keep your feet active. Now, if you're using a strap, just rolling them around the balls of the feet. If we don't quite have a strap today, we're going to sit up nice and tall. Take a full breath, draw the arms up overhead. And then on the exhale, hinging at the hips, keep the arms lifted and drop the torso forward to a point where you start to feel the shoulders round. That's your limit. Inhale, draw back up. One more time. We're going to take an exhale, keeping the spine tall. Save the back from rounding, hinge at the hips, bring the head towards the knees, and then inhale, lifting back up. One more time. This time we're going to fold. So as you exhale, slowly hinge at the hips, bring the head towards the knees and let the hands release. Maybe they wrap around the feet. Maybe they land on the mat or around the ankles. Taking one more set up here. We lift the chin, draw the shoulders back, and then exhale just to sink. Breathing into the back, lower back. Breathing into the backs of the legs. And again, try not to force yourself down. You have the whole week, so maybe stay where it feels comfortable for the first couple of days, and then notice if you can sink deeper as the days or weeks go on. This is 40 days and we're only in our second week, so there's no need to rush trying to squeeze yourself into poses that don't feel comfortable. So again, as we hold these poses, just keeping a steady breath, and then on your next inhale, gently roll up the spine, coming to find a seat. And then we're just going to shuffle all the way down onto our backs, drawing the arms out to the side. Now, if you're limited for space, and maybe just finding a cactus with the arms, and we're just going to bend the knees and drop the soles of the feet onto the mat. Knees are facing up, both legs are together. And then just let the knees fall from one side. Again, connecting the breath. Inhale, they come back to center. And then exhale as they drop over to the other side. Inhale, draw them back to center. And exhale, just dropping them over to the other side. They don't need to hit the floor. Again, just being cautious with your range of motion. Inhale to come up. Exhale to drop. And then inhale, come back to center. Draw the knees into the body. Wrap the hands around the shins and just take a gentle rock from side to side. Give the lower back a little massage into the ground. Lovely. And then gently release both feet. Bring the arms down by your side. Slide the left foot to the left corner of the mat. Bring the right foot to the right corner of the mat. And soften the ankles so your feet fall out to the side. Slowly start to relax the shoulders. And now you have two options. You can keep the arms by your sides, palms facing up. Or if you'd prefer, maybe placing one on your heart, one on your stomach, just so you can connect with your breath. And then we're going to take a full breath in through the nose. Open up the mouth, and as you exhale, slowly start to relax the toes. Working up the feet, soften the ankles. At the head, legs, knees, thighs start to go heavy. And then another full breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, and as you exhale, slowly start to relax the fingers. Relax the arms. Let the shoulders relax. Your full body starts to sink into the ground. And then one final breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, and this time as you exhale, just relax the face. Relax the jaw. Soften the forehead. And let the head go heavy for a few moments of relaxation in your Shavasana. Now I am going to give you the option, if you're quite happy here, to maybe pause the video moving forward and stay here for a couple more minutes. As I know time might be on your side, for those of you that already finished the practice, just gently start moving the body. Just slowly wake it up. Maybe wiggling the fingers and the toes. Maybe circling the wrists and the ankles. Take a final full body stretch. And then slowly come to find a seat. Keeping the eyes closed down or at a soft gaze if it's comfortable. Legs can be crossed. Just really try and root down with the tailbone. Sit up nice and tall. Relax the chin so the spine is long. Hands can be on the knees, maybe on the lap. Take a full breath in. And on your next exhale, just drop the chin and let go of anything that's not going to serve you moving forward after this practice. As you inhale, lift the chin, blink the eyes open, welcome the goodness you just created in your room. Thumb knuckles to third eye. Namaste.